Alright, listen, today we've got some news that I've been behind on, and we're going to be talking about some different things. We're going to be talking about the strange drops that I missed out on yesterday. We're also going to be talking about Mickey and Friends. Huge update here coming from Veve themselves. And we're also going to be talking about what you should do for this upcoming gem squeeze, or the gem squeeze we're currently experiencing. As always, all I ever ask from you is just smash the like button. I don't care if you're subscribed. I really don't. I've been sick for the last 3 days, and I'm surprised I even got a video out to you yesterday because I felt so horrible. I'm feeling a lot better tonight. Advil does wonders, but let's get right into it. Whoosh. Alright, so if you guys watch any other Veve content creator, you've probably already seen this tweet. We're going to be going over it ourselves. We're going to be celebrating some of our favorite Disney friends: Goofy, Pluto, Daisy, Duck, Donald Duck, Minnie Mouse, and of course, Mickey Mouse. 5 different characters, first appearance. This is also going to have Mickey Mouse in it, but that's going to be 6. So, now what a lot of people are saying is that this will be a release that comes for each individual character, and they're all going to have their own sets for each one, if that makes sense. So, for example, we might see a common Mickey, and there's 50,000 of him, and we have the Donald Duck, and there's 50,000 of him, and the same for the rest of them. The very big information from this tweet is going to be this: very first edition interactive lenticular cards. Okay, they're coming out this Saturday on the 29th of January, which is very exciting, at 8 a.m. Pacific time. Alright, now if you don't know what lenticular means, I will show you in just one moment. It's this. And so when I read interactive, my first thought is, oh, okay, interactive meaning if you, depending on where you stand, depending on how you interact with it, it changes format. But I feel like when you use something like interaction, the word interaction, it has so much more to do with just where you stand. So it could be that these are actual literal cards that you open up, or I could be totally wrong, and that by cards they just mean solid pieces that you hang. Now, as far as my real theory on the lenticular part of the things, everyone seems to think that when we receive these, each individual character is going to be a part of their own card. And I believe that we could see them all on their same lenticular card, if all on the same lenticular card. So I think that this could just be one drop. 50,000 editions, 50, I don't know how many editions it's going to be. This is a big drop. There's a lot of people that are going to really want this, so they'd be smart to make a lot of them, because I won't be able to afford it if it's too expensive. But the reason I drew this image up is because I kind of wanted to show what it would be like if, instead of all of the drops being individuals, like for example, they drop a common edition Mickey, 10,000, he does his own thing where he's just walking or something, or we do the Minnie Mouse and she has her own lenticular thing and she's walking, and does 10,000 of her, and the same goes for all 5 of the rest of them. I think what we could see is, depending on which angle you're looking at the card, you are looking at the specific character. Now, part of the reason why I feel as though that theory isn't true is because if you look at the tweet, we can see both Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse in the exact same position, and their frames are in the exact same lenticular orientation. So what I mean by this is they could all be mirrors of each other, and they could all be walking versions of each other next to each other. I imagine that if the Mini is anything to go off of, if you hold any of these collectibles straight forward, you're going to see just a plane standing up straight. So this is very exciting, guys. They could all just be common editions, and I really hope that they are, honestly. If they drop only 8,880 of these, like they did for Croc, I'd cry. I genuinely just start tearing up right here. I would rather see 100,000 of these. If they did 100 grand of these, I'd buy them, and they'd probably still be going for 50-60 gems, because these are very good pickups, very pretty. As soon as these drops, I would immediately start checking to see how the lenticular function works and looking for any hidden Easter eggs. It could be that if you're viewing it from a certain angle, maybe there's a hidden golden Mickey, maybe there's a hidden golden Pluto, but you can only see them under certain circumstances, under the bright mint numbers and under the specific ones. Because Veve Vision's been saying since these were first announced that these could possibly be one of ones, and I think hey, that's actually a great idea. But wouldn't it be cooler if these one of ones were reflect the way you knew yours was special was the way you looked at the orientation of that piece of art? I think that would be so cool, and I'm really wondering, and I'm really hoping that they do it this way, where if you look at it one way, you might get one character, but if you look at it another, you might get another. I'm hoping that they really are one-of-ones, because if they're one-of-ones, it'll be super dope. However, given from the backgrounds and their uniqueness to the character, from the examples that we've been given so far, it's really hard to say that they're going to do it this way, and it's very, very, very likely that everyone else is right and each character is going to receive their own drop. Now, as far as how many they're going to make, we really don't have anything to go off of besides the fact that Veve has been experimenting with their drop sizes, from everything like the Crocs, which only have 8,000 of them, and the most prominent example is the recent drop of the number 258 Spider-Man, which only had 1,000 editions total between the commons and the ultra rares, and they were just experimenting to see how the market reacts to these things. Now, in terms of the strategy, a lot of people are selling off because of this. We're seeing huge dumps across the market. You might want to consider picking up something that you've been looking at but just haven't pulled the trigger on. Sam Wilson is a great pickup at $95 after reaching a peak of 138. And now that might not seem that significant, but compared to these other ones, he's the only one on this list is an extremely popular and significant character. So yeah, Sam Wilson's probably my first recommended buy at that 98 price. Now, in terms of top gainers, we're not seeing ridiculous movements within the last 24 hours, which is really good news for us, and it means that we can still get in on some of these NFTs before the launch of Minnie Mouse. So yeah, again, you only have two options: buy the dip or wait for the drop and try and get in as quickly as possible. Personally, I think I'm just going to do exactly what I did last time, and I'm going to hold on I'm going to hold off buying anything until the actual drop. And as soon as the drop hits, if I don't manage to get my hands on one of them, then I'll just buy something of equal value and just watch the price kind of follow the price of the Minnie Mouse, just like what happened with Croc. By the way, Croc is sitting at all-time lows at 1,400, so if you are interested in picking him up, he's not a bad buy. You know, people have been talking about this being a double-digit collectible. I'm sorry, a 5-digit collectible, and I could definitely see that being true, especially considering all of his unique FAs, including the first appearance of a full-color Batman. Alright, so if you guys enjoyed this video, all I ever ask from you is to like that smash button, okay? And wish me luck with this issue I'm dealing with, but life is good. You know, I'm trying to get my homework done, trying to do my life schoolwork, and I still want to upload daily videos for you all. So, again, just like the button, Poba.G out. Homie, let's go.